And one other important standard, and this one is for accreditation bodies. We have accreditation bodies here among our participants, I know. And one more very key standard is going to be ISO IEC 17029. This is the conformity assessment standard, which lays down the general principles and requirements for validation and verification bodies. What does this mean? Let me explain. I mentioned that companies will have to report, right? It's mandatory. But the companies are reporting themselves. They are making claims in these reports. They are saying, okay, I reduced my carbon emission to this, right? Okay, I started taking action on these aspects, right? There are many claims in these reports, but these are one-sided claims. There needs to be a system of assurance to check whether these claims are actually correct or not, because companies sometimes they do greenwashing, which is a terminology used, greenwashing, yeşile boyama, we say in Turkish. This because companies sometimes try in these sustainability reports they seem more environmental than they actually are, and also the information they provide, it is not very reliable. So in the EU system, in the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive of the European Union, there is a limited assurance and reasonable assurance terminology. These are concepts that are inside this directive. What it says is that until 2028, the directive says that all of the information that you provide in your reports, they need to come with a limited assurance. A limited assurance means that there are certain checks and inspections and audits, but it is very limited. And the idea is to understand whether the information there is wrong or not. So a limited assurance process ends with a statement that says, we don't see anything wrong here, right? It is not a confirmation of the information, but it is a confirmation that the parts that they checked in this in the report, there is nothing wrong, or they could not identify anything wrong. But the European Union, and this is limited assurance. The reasonable assurance will begin after 2028, when companies that are reporting, they need to apply reasonable assurance, third-party assurance from independent bodies, and they will carry out these audits, and they will provide this reasonable assurance. And the statements related to reasonable assurance it's not like we found nothing wrong. It is much stronger than that. It says, yes, we have made reasonable checks, and we can reasonably say that, confirm that this report, the information in this report is accurate. It's a much stronger, and it's a more, difficult kind of assurance. And ISO 17029 is going to be the basis, the accreditation standards, the conformity assessment standard for companies that will carry out these assurances. So companies in Turkey will be, in Turkey, ISO 17029 already exists, and the Turkish accreditation body already provides accreditation services according to ISO 17029. But this will become much more emphasized and much more important in terms of sustainability reporting. So if you're an accreditation body, if you're ISO 17029 is going to be a very critical conformity assessment standard, just so that you know. So it's good to start working on this standard as well. This is the case study 2, and I want to prepare, and this is a discussion. These are all ideas, right? Basically, I asked all the participants what they think they can do as standardization organizations, and what they think whether ECO can also play a role in this field. I received 7 responses until now, And I hope that you can provide further responses. Colleagues that have not been able to send their responses, please do. And I'm going to summarize what these responses say. Some of these of the responses are quite detailed, but I only included the first, the most popular five ideas. Right? These are ideas coming from participants, eco participants, what they think that eco can play as a role. By the way, I just saw a question from Elham Grami from Iran. Is there any conformity assessment body accredited to ISO 17029 by TÜRKAK? Yes. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. You can actually find this on TÜRKAK's website. There's a on all accreditation bodies' website. There has to be a list of accredited bodies. This is valid for TÜRKAK for all accreditation bodies, and so you can also find the list of bodies accredited according to 17029 in Turkey or around the world by TÜRKAK. You can find the list there. Mhm. So, do you think eco can play a role? And your responses focus mostly on, well, yes, obviously. I mean, not a single response was negative, obviously, and all positive. And they emphasized eco's possible role in continuing to facilitate knowledge sharing and best practices among member countries, promoting harmonization of sustainability reporting standards in the region. This could be a possible idea, possibility. Providing training and capacity building programs on sustainability reporting, which is, I think, something already being considered by ECO. And foster regional cooperation and collaboration on sustainability and ESG disclosures. And then again, develop a regional framework for sustainability reporting. So these are some of the ideas that could be considered. Of course, they are ideas. And so this concludes actually my presentation. Thank you for your patience again. And thank you again to our translator, Ms. Ülker, for your patience. And I would like to open the floor to questions or any contributions for any of our colleagues. I know that some of our colleagues also focus on sustainability standards and so forth. Please feel free to make your contributions as well, or if you have any questions, please go ahead.
Mr. Korkut, thank you very much for your insightful